Hi, it's my privilege to welcome you to this video presentation regarding environment, epidemiology, and exposome. Exposome is the total of all the exposures to all environmental hazards during the life cycle or lifetime from as well from conception onwards, completing the genome. Human life is exposed to environmental hazards from both internally and externally since conception. And that's exactly why Martin Vregen et al. Comes with the helix human early life exposures as something very critical at this stage of life because that can cause uh, body structure, physiology, and metabolism to change permanently. Health disparities make the problem worse. In a report from CDC, a second report of CDC for 2013 on health disparities, we read that uh, minorities have a lot of problem because they can live only they can afford to live only uh, close to in residential areas, close to the highways, close to heavy motor vehicle traffic. That means they are exposed to carbon dioxide and other stuff like this, CO2 that cause a lot of cancer or asthma or other chronic diseases. So when we say health disparities in the United States, we see minorities, we see black people, we see most Hispanics, we see people from Asia, people with very moderate income or very low income. And those people are more vulnerable because they don't have healthcare coverage. They don't have health coverage. They don't have healthcare. So, and most of the situation when you hear about crisis, epidemiology, or kind of environmental hazards, tragedy, mostly these things happens in minorities communities where they live, where they work, and where they play. And that's why when we consider exposure, exposome want the public health authority, public health to take to consider all the exposures in any environmental epidemiology, so that we can have a complete research, complete findings, and adequate solution. Until we do that, problem will be solved, but not completely. Or also, we can be misled because when we don't have the right information, correct information, or complete information, solution cannot be correct, solutions cannot be right, solutions cannot be complete, they cannot be adequate. So to do that, we need to take into account all the factors. That's exactly what happened. World wanted to draw attention to critical need for complete environmental exposures data in epidemiology study. So complete environmental exposure data in epidemiology studies. That's exactly what world wanted. So why? Because exposome can provide conceptual framework which can be used to identify and compare relationships between different levels of exposure at critical life stages. So, either at helix, human early life exposure, or Hercules, perspectives, personal health outcomes, health disparities or population, level across place where people live. Exposome can help localize at-risk persons, at-risk groups, at-risk groups and health disparities communities in order to have targeted public health interventions. So that's basically what it is, and that's basically how exposure can help in environmental epidemiology to reduce health disparities. Thank you so much. See you again in the next video. My name, Varlet Philippe. Thank you. Bye.